Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we will talk about set 5 MCQs of the Emporium series. Let's start. MCQs number first. In which of the novels did Aldous Huxley attempt to musicalize fiction? Option B, Point, Counterpoint, which is published in 1928. Option MCQs 2. Huxley's Brave New World is about the satire on the influence of science and future, the life and future free from diseases and devoid of emotion and spiritual life too. Option D, both A and B. MCQs number 3. Shakespeare wrote his plays uninterrupted between the years 1591 and 1613, except in 1603 and 1612. Why didn't he write a play in 1603? Option B. The theatre were closed in that year. Number 4. Which of the following deals with the War of Roses? Samuel Daniel the Civil Wars, Michael Drayton the Barons' War. Option C. Both are correct. A and B. Option C. Number 5. The phrase willing suspension of disbelief is associated with Coleridge. MCQs number 6. What could be the tragic flaw in Macbeth? It's vaulting of action, and some sources say it is vaulting ambition. Number 7. Who wrote this? Asking a working writer that he thinks about critics is like asking a lamppost that what it thinks about dogs. Christopher Hampton, according to many sources. But here in the book, I think John Absurney is given. 8. Who is the author of the world famous Sherlock Holmes stories? Option D, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Number 9. Which of Shakespeare plays performed at 9 p.m. on June 23 every year? Option D, Midsummer Night Dream. 10. Philip Sidney dies at 32 in the Battle of Zutphen in Netherlands. The battle was against Spain. 11. About which of this novel did George Orwell say this? This moral to be drawn, a simple one. Don't let it happen. It depends on you. Option D, 1984. 12. Who is the writer of God Made the Country and Man Made the Town? William Cowper, D. Number 13. All I want is to answer to my blood, direct, without fribbling intervention of mind or moral or what not. Who has written this sentence? D.H. Lawrence. 14. Poetry is not turning loose of emotion, but an escape from emotion. It is not the expression of personality, but an escape from it. But only those who has these things know what it means to escape from. So this has been written by T.S. Eliot. 15. What the imagination seizes as beauty must be truth. Who said this? John Keats. 16. Which prominent modern English novelist has written the critical work The Writings of E. M. Forster? Rose Macaulay, option B. 17. Adam Smith's famous work The Wealth of Nations was published in 1776, option B. 18. The period 1607 to 1765 is known as the colonial period of American literature, option C. 19. And which novel of his Lawrence deals with the psychological phenomena known as Oedipus complex? Sons and Lovers, B. 20. The critical essay Shakespeare English Kings has been written by Walter Pater, option D, but some sources suggest Professor Sachio. 21. Which historical event forms the background of Hardy's The Dynast? Napoleonic Wars, option C. 22. Hardy novels are chiefly set against the background of Wessex, option C. 23. Who of the intermentioned one is not a metaphysical poet? Option B. Dryden. 24. The Gloss Menagerie is a play by Tennessee Williams, option B. 25. A selection of the language really used by men should be the language of literature. Whose view is this? Wordsworth, option C. Which of the following wrote plays that are all tragedies? Marlowe, option B. 27. The principal object was to make the incidents of common life interesting by tracing in them truly, not ostentatiously, the primary laws of our nature. Where do these lines occur? Option B. In Wordsworth's preface to lyrical ballads. 28. Who is the writer of A Thing of Beauty is a Joy Forever? Option A. John Keats. 29. T.S. Eliot compares the evening to a patient etherized upon a table by using a device, conceit. And which poem do we come across this? Option B. The Love Song of J.L.P. Prufrock. 30. The pre-romantics were influenced by the Middle Ages. Option A. Yes, they were influenced. 31. Good morning to the day and next my gold. Open the shrine that I may see my saint. These lines are taken from Wolfgang, option C. 32. Pity would be no more if we did not make somebody poor. Who wrote these lines? William Blake, option B. 33. What is aeropagus? A group of young men who attempt transplantation of classical meters in English during the Elizabethan era. Option C. 34. Who is the poet that said, I woke one morning and found myself great, or you can say famous? It's option C. Lord Byron. 35. Joseph Conrad technique used at Lord Jim is known as oblique narrative. 36. Utopia appeared in English translation in the year 1551, option A, written by Sir Thomas More. Translated by Rafi Robinson, but actually it was an English translation and Lytton for the first time, was published in 1516, but later on this was translated to English by Rev. Robinson in 1551. So here in 36, option A is correct. 37. The first edition of the Encyclopedia Britannica appeared in 1771, but some sources suggest 1768, Edinburgh, Scotland. 38. Who wrote For the Sake, Tobacco, I Would Do Anything But Die? Charles Lamb, option C. 39. The phrase religion by blood is associated with D.H. Lawrence. Option A. 40. Bacon's Neve Atlantis, which shows the influence of Plato's Republic, has the spirit of Renaissance. Yes. Option A. 41. As a philosopher, Coleridge was more interested in the philosophy of T.S. Eliot. 42. Shylock, the Jew, is a character in the play The Merchant of Venice. 43. Which play by Shaw is centered around Napoleon, the Mane of Destiny? 44. Dash is the first play by Galsworthy, The Silver Box. It was a three-act comedy published in 1906. 45. The line, Sweet Helen, make me immortal with a kiss. Her lips sucks far forth my soul. See where it flies. Come, Helen, give me my soul again. Appears in Marlowe's play. Dr. Foster's option A. 46. Eliot's The Wasteland concludes with Sanskrit word Shanti, or you can say Shanti. 47. We have no more right to consume happiness without producing it than to consume wealth without producing it. And which play has Shaw expressed this views? Candide, option C. 48. The first English tragedy was Gerberduck, written by Thomas Sackville, and the first English comedy was Rolf Royster Doyster, written by Nicholas Odell. 49. Modern Painters is the longest book, contains 5 volumes, written by John Ruskin. 50. Milton poetic style is usually regarded as grand style, option C. Here are the correct options that you can choose from. Thank you for watching this video.